What are your top priorities when it comes to looking for a place to live in? In this video, I'll be sharing some advice on the best guard-gated communities in Henderson, Nevada. Now let's dive in. Understanding guard-gated communities. So what is a guard-gated community? A guard-gated community is a community with walls or a fence all the way around the community with a guard gate in the front. In that guard gate, there's going to be extra gates. There's going to be a guard there checking IDs, checking a list, calling the owners to make sure that that person trying to get into the community is meant to be getting into that community. The pros of this are there is security there. There's someone making sure that everyone coming through the community has had their ID checked, some kind of verification process has happened. There's cameras seeing the license plates. Oftentimes there's a pass being printed out with rules like how fast you can go in the community, what side of the street you can park on, and that pass has to be displayed. There's roaming security. There's people driving around the community, making sure that all of this is where, the community is doing what it's supposed to do. There's nothing funky going on. Now, the con of this is these lines can get really long. Getting in that guard gate line can take a long time, and that can, make them miss their appointment with you. That can make them late. It can be frustrating. Or if you're out of town and you forgot to put that person's name at the list and they're calling you and you're overseas in another country and now they can't get in. So that can be kind of frustrating with a guard-gated community. Now we also have two other types of communities here in Las Vegas and Henderson. We have the punch gate and we have no gate at all. So the punch gate is a gate where they've given the vendors or your guests a code. You can type that code in and it will let you in. The con of this situation is people can just follow people into the community. Sometimes codes are the same code for years and many people have it. Sometimes the codes are even written at the bottom of the box, and this can be not as secure as one would hope. And then we have communities where, it's just open, people can drive around. So we kind of have these three types of communities, and depending on what you're looking for, that may help you narrow down your search when it comes to relocating to Henderson and Las Vegas. The benefits of living in a guard-gated community. Beyond the sense of security, which I just spoke about, you also have a community aspect. When you live in a guard-gated community, there's community parks, there's community areas and pet parks. Some of them even have country clubs like Anthem Country Club and McDonald Highlands. These communities are literally a community within a community, and it really feels nice, especially if you're relocating to a new city, to have that sense of security, to be in that area. You can ride your bike around the neighborhood and not have a bunch of traffic going through. It's just a really nice sense. Some communities even have their own clubhouses, like Skya has a beautiful clubhouse with a fitness facility. There's also some other benefits, like Seven Hills has some guard-gated communities within Seven Hills. These communities have parks inside of them. We also have a Skya, which has a gorgeous clubhouse, which you can rent out for parties. They have fitness facility, lap pool, pickleball. It's just an amazing community within itself. If you're looking to learn more about the benefits and the different types of guard-gated communities in Henderson, definitely check out my video. I created a video just about this. Which of these benefits do you value most for your family? Comment below and let me know. Key factors to consider. The great thing about guard-gated communities is there is that sense of community. Another factor to consider is you have HOA dues. A lot of times clients ask me, depending on where they're coming from, why are certain HOAs so high when they don't have a guard gate or they don't have a park or there's no community amenities? And I always say to them, it's important to understand what each HOA offers. Some HOAs have guard-gated 24 hours, they have a roaming patrol, they have a clubhouse with amenities which you can access. They have parks, they have, trails, walking trails, which are perfectly manicured and landscaped. You go through the community, you're in a community, you can see where the dollars are going. And in some of these communities that aren't guard-gated or they don't have a punch gate, you're really just paying for the management to make sure that no one paints their house pink or does anything funky. And really, that's what you're paying for, someone to collect your money and to make sure that there's some rules and there's some order within the community. So before you just look at the HOA fees, you always want to ask, what do these HOA dues offer? Another thing to note is guard-gated communities are going to have community rules. They're going to have way more rules than the other communities that don't have a guard gate or don't have an HOA or just have a punch gate. So for instance, if you want to buy a lot in McDonald Highlands and you want to build your dream house, you're going to have to go through an architectural board committee. They're going to look at your plans. They're going to make comments. They're going to tell you what you can and can't do within a good design guideline. So these are things you're going to want to consider. There's also going to be construction limits and when and where you can do your construction. There's going to be things like that, which for me, I really appreciate. I don't mind paying my HOA dues in my community because I have a guard gate, because I have a pet park, because I have rules and guidelines within my community that make it so I can enjoy and have things be peaceful. Another thing to note is a lot of these guard-gated communities have community events. Like I know in McDonald Highlands, they have dog yappy hours where you can bring your dog and they have wine and champagne and people get together in the community. There's also a hiking group in this community that get together on Tuesdays and go out and do hikes. I know in Askaya, they have hiking community, they have yoga sometimes. They're doing different activities to bring together the community. You're not always gonna get that sense when you're not in a guard-gated community, unless someone has made that effort. But in these guard-gated communities, there's usually an events coordinator that's planning different activities to bring everyone together. If we haven't met yet, my name is Courtney Bentley, and I'm a luxury real estate agent here in Las Vegas. I offer a concierge service to take the headache out of moving to my favorite city, Las Vegas. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to hit the bell so you never miss a video and subscribe. Popular guard-gated communities in Henderson. One of my favorite guard-gated communities in Henderson is Anthem Country Club. Within Anthem Country Club, you have some gorgeous homes with gorgeous views and a wonderful club that's an equity-style club. Another thing to note about Anthem Country Club is it has some custom homes and some developer homes, but it has this really nice circle that literally goes throughout the entire neighborhood and is a beautiful walking trail with lots of mature trees, grass, and just really makes you feel like you're outside of Vegas. It's one of my favorites. Another one to mention is McDonald Highlands. Within McDonald Highlands, you have Dragon Ridge Country Club. We have the new Four Seasons high-rise project happening very soon. We have new developments from Christopher Homes and Blue Heron. Another notable guard-gated community is Quail Ridge Estates. This is a lesser known guard-gated community, but if you're looking for half-acre or larger lot sizes with grass, gorgeous large estates, custom homes, you would love Quail Ridge Estates. I was actually just there with some clients the other day who were looking for a gorgeous community with beautiful yards. They really wanted to feel like they were not in this desert type landscaping. And we went through this community and they were just blown away by these large half-acre backyards with tons of grass and trees and these really beautiful old style traditional homes. I feel like a lot of the homes in there have an East Coast vibe. So if you're looking for that kind of style, then this community could be an area that you look within. While there are other guard-gated communities, I created a whole video about all of the guard-gated communities in Henderson, Nevada. So definitely check that one out for more. How to choose the right community for you. So there's three things I always suggest to my buyers who are looking to be in a guard-gated community in Henderson. Number one, what amenities are important to you? So some people really like the country club. They want to be in a community where they can join a country club, they can create that community, they can golf, they can be a part of the fitness center and the dining and just have that social calendar full. So being in a community like Anthem Country Club and McDonald Highlands, and even Seven Hills with its Rio Seco Golf Club. It's a public golf course, but they do have a gorgeous country club there that you can be a part of. So being in those communities might be very appealing to you. And then we also have communities that don't have country clubs. So if you're someone that doesn't really care about that and you really just want to be in a nice guard-gated community, we have Roma Hills, which has gorgeous custom estates. We have Quail Ridge Estates. We have the Fountains. We have Legacy. We have some really great options here in Henderson that a lot of people don't look into because they don't even know they're there. So if you're looking for a guard-gated community with custom homes and larger lots, then you're gonna wanna look in a community like the Fountains. You're gonna wanna look at a community like Quail Ridge Estates. If you're someone who just wants to be in a custom home development, you might wanna look at Askaya with its gorgeous clubhouse amenity, but there is no golf club there. Or you might want to look at Roma Hills, which is just right next door to McDonald Highlands and Ascaya. Gorgeous custom homes. The second thing you're going to want to consider is budget. Where are you looking to stay within? Are you looking to purchase a large 10,000 square foot custom estate? Are you looking to build a home from scratch? Are you looking to live in a modest 4,000, 5,000 square foot home that is just easy? It's single story, it has a nice view, it's a no-brainer. So all these things are gonna matter when it comes to looking for the right guard-gated community. McDonald Highlands, basically your starting point for a single family residential home is in the $2 million range. Where at Anthem Country Club, you're in the $1 million range to $2 million range. So this is all gonna matter when it comes to finding that right guard-gated community. Now, if you're looking to build a custom home, you're gonna wanna look at a community like McDonald Highlands, Ascaya, Seven Hills even has some custom home lots still available. So these are definitely things you're going to want to look into. The third thing you're going to want to think about is location. How close do you need to be to the airport? How close do you want to be to, Henderson Executive Airport? All these things are going to matter in terms of where you are in location, even within the community. Another thing to think about is, do you want to be in a flight path? One of the downsides of being in Henderson is there's a lot of airplanes that fly, and in some communities you're in that flight path, and that could really bother you. So these are all things you're going to want to look at. Amenities, budget, and location. HOA documents are very important, and these are things that you're going to want to look at when it comes to purchasing a home in a guard-gated community. A lot of people overlook this. They just like the community, they look at the clubhouse, and they're just ready to move right in. And then they find out they can't park their RV in front of their home. So these are things that you're going to want to discuss with your real estate agent. Things that are important to you that may not be important to other people, or you may just glance across. So definitely consider the HOA as well, the rules and regulations. Which part is most important to you when it comes to finding a community that aligns with you? Are you looking to stay within a certain type of budget, B, location within Henderson, or C, you're most concerned about the amenities? Let me know in the comments below. Working with a realtor. It's important to work with a realtor who has experience selling in these guard-gated communities and someone who lives in one of these guard-gated communities, which is myself. It's important to note that there is a huge range of different guard-gated communities in Henderson. Henderson is the second largest city in all of Nevada. Henderson is Lake Las Vegas. Henderson is Seven Hills. Henderson is McDonald Highlands and Anthem Country Club. These are all communities within Henderson. So if you're working with someone who really knows these different communities, the ins and the outs, the country club amenities, who speaks the language of the different custom homes that are in the community, this is going to be really important. As these communities hit that 20-year mark, we're seeing people come in, flip these properties. We're seeing people enhance these properties, remodel these properties, and reimagine them. And that's something you're gonna wanna know, that your agent has experience in custom homes and in luxury custom homes, and knows the specs, the details, knows what pony walls were removed in these different floor plans, knows what type of materials were used, because this is gonna make a difference in the pricing. Why one home went for $100,000 more than the other. These are all things you're gonna wanna know if you don't already know them when working with a real estate agent. Another thing is you wanna work with someone that knows the lifestyle of each community. When you're relocating to a new city, it's time to start a new chapter. It's time to think about something different, all the things that you've wanted to create in your life. If you're an empty nester, something you wanna ask yourself is, what does this next chapter look like for me now that I don't have to run around and take care of the kids? And you're gonna wanna find a community that aligns with that makes it really easy. I've had a handful of clients move to Anthem Country Club because they love that the club is an equity members club. They love that they can just hop into their golf cart and start playing golf and have a good time. They love the fitness center and that it's all been refreshed and that it's separate from the clubhouse so that they can go down there and they're not running into people while they're all sweaty and people are dining at, for dinner or whatever. These are all things you're gonna wanna know, and someone who has insider information is gonna have. So if you're looking for an agent to help relocate you to Henderson in one of these gated communities, I would absolutely love to help you. For more videos about Henderson and relocating to Las Vegas, check out the videos above. If you're watching this on your TV, be sure to scan the QR code and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.